Like a new phoenix rising from the ashes, Manor House Stables has developed out of all recognition in the last few years. 2 Royal Ascot victories have created a real buzz around the place. But no one's resting on their laurels. Ambition here is everything.
Rhythm of Light on the far side. Richard Kingscote has some momentum from Dubai Queen. It's Rhythm of Light who's going away in the closing stages. And Rhythm of Light will win the Sandringham for Richard Kingscote and Tom Dascombe.
Pretty good horse, this Brown Panther. He's well away here. He's gone 6-7 lengths clear. Census is staying well into second. And it's Tom Dascombe and Richard Kingscote again. Brown Panther.
When Brown Panther crossed the line in the 2011 King George V Stakes at Royal Ascot, Michael Owen achieved the first of many ambitions as the owner of Manor House Stables. For it is here that, together with Betfair co-founder Andrew Black and resident trainer Tom Dascombe, the Manchester United and former England striker aims to create the most successful flat training yard in the country. Owen's racing mission began in 2007 with the transformation of the former 158-acre dairy farm. And since then, Manor House has become one of racing's most exciting and closely followed projects. Michael, when you see what you've got now, you must have to really pinch yourself. It's an amazing setup.
It is, yeah. We're obviously really pleased with what we've got here. I mean, if you look back to when we started, it was just, you know, a couple of old run-down sheds. I think they were grain stores at the time. It was an arable farm. Many years ago, it was a cattle farm, and I mean, you'd be amazed to look at what it was then to what it was now. And to be honest, I never had the vision to know what it was going to be like. It's basically just been, let's change that grain store to a set of 20 stables, and if we get successful, maybe we can get a little bit bigger and bigger and bigger, and all of a sudden in 5 years you've got something like this, which is, yeah, if you'd told me then, I'd never have believed you.
So if you didn't have this sort of vision of a superpower, so to speak, a sort of Ballydor near Chester, did you have a vision that it would be something like this, i.e. you wanted state-of-the-art, you know, fantastic meeting rooms, a long runway down to the yard so that it feels sort of almost majestic-like? Is that the kind of impression you wanted to make? Well, in many ways. I mean, I wouldn't say that I started off here thinking we're going to have 20 barns and that was that. Even though I didn't have this vision, I didn't have the, you know, I didn't know what it was going to look like or anything else, but it was definitely going to be a bit-by-bit stage, and I didn't know where it was going to end, and obviously it's still not ended, but we've got something here that's that we feel is very impressive and you know, and a good facility, more importantly, for the horses. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to build something new, you always want it to be the best. You know, the barns to be, you know, airy, light, you know, the horses, you know, as you can see in the background, they've got their heads out. Either way, you know, they should be happy horses, and you know, and every stage you go through, you're always looking at the new advances. What's the new thing on the market? How can we make this the best place? So this in no way then was footballer has little pot of cash or even a big pot of cash, thinks I'll have a bit of fun with horse racing. This was something where you were thinking, maybe after football, I want a yard, and this has got to be professional, and I want to take on, if I can, Godolphin, Ballydor, Khaled Abdullah. You know, it's a proper operation rather than a bit of fun, so to speak.
It is now, yeah. It started off, as I say, with 20 stables. We thought if we can fill 20 stables with maybe people that, you know, and have the horses owned by people that I knew, and you know, try to get the business up and running. Then of course,
did you think to start with then it was sort of going to be maybe you, a few footballing mates, 20 horses, this is going to be a bit of fun, and then it's almost sort of spiralled into this massive business that it is now, sort of thing? It
has, but you obviously have the dream of it being big and, you know, loads of people wanting horses at your yard and things like that. That was the dream, but it wasn't, you know, when we first set out, it was mainly let's try to get 20 owners. If we can make that work and we can have 1 or 2 nice horses and then get, you know, outside owners to then send the horses, then, you know, then maybe we could build to 30 or 40, and and that was the sort of the plan. Obviously, in your wildest dreams, as I say, you're going to have a place like this at the end of it, and in no small part, you know, the investment obviously of Andrew Black.
Because he came on board when your trainer Tom Dascombe came here, and was that, as far as I can work out, that was almost sort of part of the deal, that Tom wanted to come with Andrew Black, so to speak?
Yeah, it was strange how it worked out, because a good friend of mine, Matty Williams, who did a bit of television work and worked for the Racing Post, yeah. I'm good friends with him, and I was talking about a trainer to employ and different things, and we both sort of came up with a list, and we both put Tom at the top of the list. So I set out on my way to go and try to get Tom. Met him, asked him if he'd, you know, like to take over, obviously, at Manor House, and showed him round and whatever. And it was just in discussion, really, that he was saying his main owner is Andrew Black, and that, you know, have you ever thought of maybe, you know, inviting Andrew Black to have a look round, and maybe he could invest in the place or whatever. And so it spiralled, really. Tom was my first choice. Andrew Black was had most of his horses with Tom, and through me wanting Tom, it just spiralled into me meeting Andrew Black, discussing things, and spiralled into the sort of the whole package that is now.
Tom, in 2008, you're absolutely flying in Lambourn, banging in group winners left, right and centre, horses winning first time out. You moved to Manor House Stables within a year. How have you found that transition?
Well, obviously, Matt, it hasn't been easy. I mean, first of all, we just tried to move Lambourn to here. In that we tried to sort of keep the work of the horses the same, and sort of management of the yard the same, and all that, and just found really it didn't work. I'm not sure that was the reason why it didn't work, but whatever we seemed to do just didn't work. I felt that when you go to a place, you don't want to be changing your mind every 5 minutes. You want to be getting something, you know, a system in your head, and sticking with that. So we stuck with that for the first season. Then last November, when we restocked, sold a lot of horses, bought some more, sat down with my head lad and my assistant, and we tried to take stock of what had happened last year. And we introduced a few changes, you know, whether it be feed regime, exercise routine, the way the yard is managed. And we came up with a plan, and we've stuck with that this year. And obviously, you know, things have gone a lot better.
The money came for him, and he's going to trounce them. Johnny Mudball by 6 or 7 lengths. Johnny Mudball up the stands rail like grease lightning there.
Less than a furlong to go, and Pyman's Theory strikes for home, and in a matter of strides, it is all over.
Adjara for Paul Scholes comes through to take it up. They might score here. Adjara's coming away to do the hat-trick here under Richard Kingscote. Adjara is the winner.
Richard, you've gone from leading apprentice, of course, with Roger Charlton, to stable jockey for Tom Dascombe. How do you enjoy working at Manor House Stables?
It's a nice place to work. It's got great facilities. Still getting used to the place, but yes, I've got a great job, and it's one I enjoy.
Do you feel being at a stable like this actually is improving you as a rider week by week, you know, riding better and better horses?
For sure, everyone always says good horses make good jockeys, and it's nice to be able to sit on good horses, isn't it? I was privileged at Mr. Charlton's to be able to ride group horses in their work, and it looks like it's continuing here as well.
And Royal Ascot this season, sort of a crowning moment for you. 2 Royal Ascot wins. I mean, just a great week for Manor House.
Yeah, wonderful week for everyone. The lads really enjoyed it. There was parties and drink going on here, and obviously the owners, even owners that didn't own the winners there, they still got involved, and it was just wonderful. And it was really nice that Mr. Deal, who owns this filly, part of her, was one of Tom's first owners. So it's just nice, isn't it, that to repay people's confidence in you.
So, Michael, tell us what facilities you now have.
Yeah, we've got 90 odd boxes on site. We've got planning permission for 2 more American barns that we're going to start once the pool is complete. So yeah, so we're always looking to improve, to to entice more owners, to to get better results.
Totally. You've got 2 more barns coming, so how many more horses would that technically mean you could fill? So 50 odd?
Yeah, 46. These current American barns, they've got 23 in each, 23 stables in each, with a feed room, 2 or 3 different rooms. You could probably, make it 26 in each, but we have our own sort of feed and different bits in there. So yeah, it would accommodate another 46 once that's up.
If they were here today, could you fill those, do you think, at this minute? Could you get another 46 in just like that?
I suppose I'd have a go at it. I could have a go at it. In terms of outside owners, we've got, we're full. We're full as we are, but I don't think you can ever sort of turn people away. But as we are, we're full. So yes, if we had 2 more barns, that we could probably fill one of them at the minute, and then I wouldn't like to see any empty stables. So as I say, I'd probably have to go to the sales and buy a few myself.